If you thought it was too early to look at week one lines, well, you were incorrect. RJ, Will, let's take a look at the opening game, and then we'll look at some other spreads and totals that we like. Opening game is a rematch of the last game we saw. Patriots, Seahawks in Seattle, 4.5-point spread. 44.5 is the total. You might be able to catch some 45.5s, but maybe those have gone away. Will, what do you like in this one?
I like the under in this spot. I think you look at these teams, new offense for Seattle, think they'll be a little more cautious, not be as, you're not going to have quite as many like play action shots down the field, want to protect Sam Darnold against a good defense. And then on the other side of the football, like Seattle's defense should not take any sort of step back this year. I think they'll be elite again. We'll see if Drake May can back up his season from last year with a harder schedule. But I mean, if he looks anything like he did against Seattle in the Super Bowl, this game should probably stay way under unless Seattle's offense explodes.
RJ, your thoughts?
Or unless there's some turnovers created that turn into points for Seattle, which is one of the reasons I do like Seattle. You can get -3.5. I think you might be able to get 3 if you wait on this a little bit, if the Patriots do trade for A.J. Brown, which a lot of people expect. I love Seattle, how they dominated up front in the Super Bowl. I do not see the New England offensive line being any more capable of keeping that Seattle defense at bay. And even though Bull's right, the potential that the loss of Kubiak makes things a little more shaky for the Seahawks offense, I understand if you want to play the under there. But I think take Seahawks 3.5 now. Love it if you can get it at 3 in a little bit if A.J. Brown gets traded.
All right, let's look at the whole board for week one. RJ, a week one spread that you like. You're actually headed to, and this is the first time I get to say this in the NFL context, to Australia.
Yeah, going down under, where I think the 49ers offense is going to be a little down under in that game. I like the Rams -2.5. I see much more than 3 points of difference between these two teams on a neutral field. Would put this closer to 6. The Rams brought in top cornerback talent. That's going to counteract the San Francisco additions to receiver. San Francisco going to be without George Kittle in this game towards Achilles in that playoff game. Definitely not going to be back for week one here. I'm not sure how the 49ers defense slows down the Rams offense. And if the 49ers offense is successful, I still see the Rams winning by 3. So I would love taking the Rams -2.5.
Well, my sister Lillian lives in Melbourne, so she's going to be at that game, and she's a huge NFL fan, so she's very excited. Will, what's the play you like in week one?
Well, tell her I said go Rams. And then 2, I like the Cardinals +11.5 against the Chargers in week one. This is a stupid number. I mean, I get it. The Cardinals are not supposed to be good, and the Chargers are always hyped up in the offseason. I think the Chargers will be a very good team this year, and I always back Jim Harbaugh. But a week one, 11.5-point spread that you can get in freaking May, there is so much that can happen, Sia, between now and the start of the regular season. The Chargers, what if the Chargers lose both their tackles before the start of the season? I mean, it wouldn't be crazy. They lost one last year. Justin Herbert gets dinged up. I mean, this line suddenly becomes 4 or 5, and you have great value. Also, I think, Jacoby Brissett going to be starting. You got plenty of weapons in the passing game. This could be maybe a little friskier Matt LaFleur-led Cardinals team than I think people are expecting.
Yes, this one is an interesting line. All right, we got probably 60, 90 seconds left. Talk to me about a week one total that you like. Will, I'll start with you.
Bills Texans under 45.5. We know the Texans love to run the football, have a great defense. Joe Brady, since he took over calling plays, the Bills run the heck out of the football. I think we see the clock moving almost this entire game and not a ton of scoring. The Texans defense done a good job against Josh Allen in the past.
From one under to another, RJ.
Ravens-Colts is the second biggest total on the board. I do not think it should be. It's a new era in Baltimore. I think it'll take time for the offense to find its footing. Daniel Jones towards Achilles in December. I can't expect him to be available for this game. You get Riley Leonard going out there, and a 49.5, or a Anthony Richardson. This seems like a matchup where both teams are going to run the ball, play defense, going to come in way under 49.5. So I think this total tanks as we get down towards September.
I was going to say, this is why we do this right now, because there's no way this line is going to stay at 49.5. Maybe closes at 47.5, maybe even 46.5. RJ, I absolutely love it. Will, love your analysis. I hope you all didn't feel rushed. Anytime we talk NFL, this show needs to be 2 hours, guys, right? Should we lobby for 2 hours? I feel like we could have gotten through so much more. Will, thank you. RJ, thank you. What a great show. Don't forget, you can find these guys sometimes on the Early Edge Morning Show, Monday through Friday on the SportsLine YouTube channel. I host that show. We do it every single day at 10 o'clock to set up the betting slate for whatever day it is. Have a great Friday, everybody. We'll see you next time on the Early Edge.